Okay, now you're.
Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order at 5:48 p.m. and do roll call. Vivian?
Here.
Jesse?
Here.
I'm here. Frankie?
Here.
Larry's not here. Alexandra's here. Madeline's here. Okay, so hopefully Clary will arrive later, so we'll try to defer off her stuff until she gets here. So first things first, I want to do the referrals, deletions, etc. So I want to defer A, D, and I on our list. We're going to defer those to the next meeting. We don't have our people here for that. And I want to add the GG walk and our presentations from FIU and Sweat 440 to our list here.
I second.
Okay, wait,
Oh, and does anyone else have any changes, anything else they want to add or take out?
so you're
Questions?
taking out A, D, and I
Right,
from old business,
right.
There's no new business, I think is what you were pointing out.
right?
Yeah,
So then,
new business.
there's no new business.
okay, but then you're adding
I'm adding Sweat 440 and FIU to the new
to
business.
the new business. And
Isn't that
teacher walk,
H2O digital arts program, isn't that business? Shouldn't that have been?
Yeah, that should have been new business. So I need to move the H2O digital arts program and GG walk to new business too. So we're
can you
moving.
do two motions to make it easier for them?
Can we just do all at once?
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. So what you want me to, she's writing the notes. Okay. We are deferring A, D, and I. Amazing. Mhm.
From old business.
And moving H2O digital arts to new business,
Which is great.
which is K, moving K to business. New business, and adding Gigi's walk. Sweat 440 and FIU presentation to new business. That's what 440. Any other changes, additions, deletions? So I make that as a motion.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. So that's how we will do things. So the next thing is public comments. Do we have any public comments here besides what we're going to look at in the actual list? Don't think so. There's nobody else here, so we'll skip public comments. Look over the minutes, folks. Take a look at the minutes. Take several minutes to look over the minutes. Thank you, Francisco, for doing the minutes. So perfectly,
You can see the difference when I do them and when he does them.
definitely had a lot of help.
Actually, I did them.
No, like learning how to do it.
Oh, yeah. I think we're being sarcastic.
No, no, no.
Gotta hand it to you, Francisco, you wrote my name 3 different ways.
Are you kidding?
I'm learning from John.
And a who?
3 different ways.
Hey, John is my role model right now.
Yeah, you did. That line.
Well, it was just in case I wrote it wrong, so it was at least one that was gonna be right. See, it was on purpose.
Madeline, I like that one, Madeline. Hey, Madeline, how you doing? Should we fix all of those? We need to repair all of them.
It's minor.
It's minor. I just thought it was fun.
Can you identify as 3 different people?
Identify as multiple names.
Oh, I had a lot of A's.
Okay, I see nothing else wrong with the minutes of the Madam and Maya. So if you want to make some changes, I just think when we pass it with the changes to Madeline's name, that's all. I motion to pass it with the changes to Madeline.
Okay, so it's MADE.
Like you have in roll call,
Okay,
that's the correct way. Okay,
Do I have a second?
second,
All those in favor?
I,
Motion passed. Okay. Uh, All right, so let's start with the presentations first, because I want to give them the maximum time that we can. Usually about 5 minutes for presentation, about 5 minutes for conversation afterwards. We originally had invited FIU here, so if you guys don't mind, we'd like to let FIU start first, and then we'll do 440, and then we'll go through the rest of our list. So, Miss Annette, if you'd like to introduce yourself and let us know what you're here to talk about and what you'd like to share with us.
Sure, thank you. My name is Annette Hungler. I'm proud to work for FIU, Herbert Wertheim College of Medicine, Green Family Foundation, Neighborhood Health, yes, Neighborhood Health, Health Education Learning Program. There's my second. And I'm here to talk about that program. The program's been in existence for several years. The College of Medicine started way after FIU started. FIU's been in business for almost, I believe, 60 years. And the College of Medicine, I believe, 13 years. And so this program's about 13 years old. It started as a way for the College of Medicine. When they started, they had the vision of they wanted to have more socially responsible medical doctors for the future. So this is actually the first medical school in the country that incorporated social determinants of health in this program, active program, within the curriculum. We're still not aware of any program that works this way in the country, and it's an award-winning program. The PowerPoint, and usually I have a lot longer, so I'll try to rush through some of the slides. But basically, it's going to explain again how the program works, and the program is available for any individual or family. In most of Dade County, the program does not, we have a service area, and our service area is basically all of North Dade. We do have a pocket, the city of Miami, which is the community of Little Haiti, and also through a partnership with South Miami Hospital and West Kendall Hospital, we do their surrounding areas. The only requirements to be in the program, which is a completely free program, is that a person live in the service area and that they be willing to see our medical student. So getting back to how the program started, the program was a way to teach and complement the education of the medical students by having them visit people in underserved communities in their homes so they could learn about what is called social determinants of health. Social determinants of health is basically all of the outside social factors that could affect your health. Usually when you go to a doctor's office, they're just literally, giving you a checkup on your body and, they do a blood test, you take your blood pressure, but it's all about you and your genes and what's happening with your body. It's not about how outside social factors could affect you. So they might not know that you have a slow leak in your roof that's causing a mold exposure that's exacerbating your asthma. Or they might not know that your car's not working properly and maybe you're not able to go to the pharmacy to get your medicine. Or they might know that because your air conditioner broke and we're going through a heat spell in Miami, that again, in climate changes, that's affecting your health. So these are just some different factors. You there?
Yes, should be loaded.
Okay. So that's the whys of how the program started. Now, the way that we receive families is through referrals, and referrals come in through community partners. What's a community partner? Anyone that wants to be, and it could be any organization. It could be a private company. It could be a nonprofit. It could be a church. It could be a barbershop. anyone that has a pulse in the community and can refer families to us. And what is a referral? A referral is a form that we have, very simple piece of paper that just asks for a name, address, and phone number of that party that wants to receive information on the program. Thank you.
You just have to click the
Where am I
arrows.
clicking? Okay,
Yes,
great.
the slide for you. Like,
Okay, so this is us at our community fair. So it's just explaining again that we know that factors like lack of insurance, housing, and education can affect a person's health. And that's why people sign up for our program. Through our program, they have access to primary care, legal services, and our outreach department. We work in a collaborative fashion. I'm going to be trying to go fast. So what we do is, while we're interacting with that household member, we can help them set goals, health goals. We can help them obtain primary health care through a mobile health center that we have. We don't have a brick and mortar, so we have mobile health centers. We can help them schedule any kind of follow-up visits, and we give them a linkage to any community services they may need. We, through the FIU umbrella, we also can offer legal assistance through our law clinic. We can offer mental health counseling. That's basically it through the, we also have mammography services through our mobile bus and that. And then again, what participants agree to do, because it's a free service, is to receive visits from our medical students on a quarterly basis. And they're usually going to be paired with another medical student that's either from social work or nursing. They always go supervised with a professor who is a faculty doctor working for FIU. Our target areas are basically, again, all of North Dade. In the city of Miami, we only do Little Haiti. So these red areas are the areas that we do service. This is the area of South Miami and then West Kendall. The only thing is that in West Kendall, we do not receive community referrals. They're strictly, the referrals are strictly given to us from the hospital itself. This is our photo of one of our mobile health buses. And this is some of our staff members, one of our doctors, our director of clinical services, a PA and a nurse. This is the Linda Fenner 3D Mobile Mammography Center. This is the only service of its kind in Dade County that offers free mammography services that are done in 3D. There's another 3D service that you have to pay for, and there's other mammography services that are free, but they're not 3D. A person does not have to be a member of our program in order to take advantage of the mammography service. This is just a photo of some of our doctors, professionals, and then our outreach team, which is part of this neighborhood health program, consists of program managers. That's my title. So we work to be out in the community doing these presentations and promoting the program, as well as getting new community partners. Then another thing that's unique about the program is that we pair each family with a program specialist. So basically, and to be clear, they're not social workers, but they do the job basically of a social worker in the sense that they are assigned to a family. So each of these program specialists have a case list of families, and they're assigned to contact them every 30 to 60 days. And we do a health needs assessment to see what their needs are. We ask them what their priorities are, and we get to work on it. So if they say, oh gosh, my husband just lost his job, can you help with that? We get to work on it. So it's just a matter of the things that are under the FIU branded, the things that we provide are the mental health counseling, legal aid or through our law clinic, the mammography services and primary care if they do not have insurance or a primary doctor. If there's a family that wants to be in the program and they have primary care already, they still receive our wraparound services. They just can't see our doctor on the mobile because they already have one. Pretty simple. We police officers, FIU has its own police force, and we have officers that are assigned to our program. Why is that? Because we're always making sure that the medical students, when they're going out in the community, representing FIU and seeing these households are safe. So we do what's called a safety vetting with an explanation of the program, where we go out to the household and make sure that we have a protocol of questions that we ask, and then our safety team reviews it. I just wanted to give you some stats on Miami Lakes. I did a full presentation last year to the Chamber of Commerce, where I went into a little bit of detail on social determinants of health in terms of how they affect Miami Lakes. And I'd be glad to recap that at another date. But it's just that we know that Miami Lakes is a wonderful community, and most of us that are familiar with Miami Lakes, really we tend to think about the residences, the single family homes. And we know that in the Miami Lakes master plan, looking at the map, they planned on purpose to have all of these rental and apartments. So they wanted to have all these different types of living situations within Miami Lakes. Well, I can tell you from firsthand knowledge that we have a lot of our members living here in Miami Lakes, especially in the rentals. So, every area, has, areas of need. So here, just some statistics, if you weren't aware, this is 2019. The median household income was $75,762. A highlighted health disparity, and this was a surprise to me. So out of again, the population living in Miami Lakes, households receiving SNAB, okay, which is basically like what we used to call food stamps, the benefits, is 50.9 per 100,000 population. Compared to the county of Miami-Dade, the county of Miami-Dade is 41.8. So Miami Lakes is relatively high, higher than the county. So that's a very high percentage. And that's not something that probably most people would expect to hear. But I haven't gone in, I haven't been able to dig deeper. I don't have the statistics at hand to be able to know whether my theory that those are a lot of the rentals of people that rent here, if that's the case. But we know for a fact that this is a true statistic. This comes from MiamiMatters.org, which is the South Florida Health, I'll get it right. Foundation, South Florida Health Foundation. It's one of those. I'm saying it in the wrong order. This is just because I was doing the area, about Hialeah, but I'll skip these. And a lot of this information also comes from the community health assessment, and you can find that online. So how does an organization become a community partner? You meet with one of our program managers. You learn more about neighborhood health. You learn more about your organization, in this case, the Special Needs Committee. We explore how we can have a mutually beneficial collaboration. We have a simple letter of support. And we, talk about what the program can offer, to your constituents. And we have the form, and you can refer constituents to neighborhood health. We help each other really identify opportunities for collaboration and service. And that's something that's unique about our program, is that we do believe in capacity building. So right now we have over 150 community partners, of which Clary is one. And when we say capacity building, we try to help each other. So because we have a network of 150 or really more community partners, if I know of other community partners that can help with your constituents, then I refer them to you. And then we also have a staff. We have our medical students, of which each class is about 125. So there's about more than 800 total, and they have different clubs of which they can take part in different activities. So we try to again involve them, but we try to be a part of what you're doing. These are examples of things that we've done in the community. So during the pandemic, we were literally packing food for many of our families that were, we all remember, wasn't that long ago, right? know, we'd like to forget, but that people could not get out of the house, especially elderly or what have you, and we were literally packing food and delivering food to houses. And we were able to have a community partner that, a church that gave us space. So it was a lot of logistics because we were getting the food from one location that was donating it to us. We were having, to move it to that other location, then we were going to that location to pack it. And then we were doing logistics within our team, within our staff of who can deliver where. And this was happening on a weekly basis. We stopped delivering food at the beginning of, or maybe summer of 2021. But it says here, we distributed over 1,500 boxes of food to 289 households via in-home delivery or pickup. Our signature event through the College of Medicine is we do an event called Artsy. Basically, it's a STEM event, but like on steroids. We do it every 1 to 2 years, depending when, COVID happened, so we hadn't had it for like 3 years. But we did it last November at one of our community partners at Trinity Church. We had about 1,500 people and students there. And basically what we do is we bring in as many community partners and agencies that we can that have to do with science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Of course, at FIU through the College of Medicine, we have a lot of our own team members present that are putting on different activities and events, and these are all interactive. It's not something passive where they're sitting down and listening to something. No. There's like 50 different tables, and they're all doing something at each of these tables and trying to learn something. It's really trying to give them an aha moment to try to inspire them to maybe pursue a STEM career. And we have different videos. So that's the short version. I'll be glad to take any questions.
Absolutely. You guys will open the floor to questions. So if you have any questions please go ahead.
And we do have a trilingual staff, English, Spanish, and Creole. All of our program specialists are bilingual in either English and Spanish or English and Creole. So when we do assign them to a household, it's a household that if the household only speaks Creole, then they're assigned a Creole speaking program specialist or vice versa.
For your guys' record, over the weekend when we were just talking, because we met at the health fair, I went ahead and signed up my family for the program, even though I know we have health care in our home. But I want to run through the program and have them come to the house so I can give you guys a report as to what the program is like. I know for a fact this is one of the things we're going to add to our community list, our resource directory. I want to make sure that's on there. But I originally thought maybe, it would be good. Well, first off, going through the program, I'll be able to see what, how it helps a special needs family. And then I was thinking we could take that information and see about maybe doing something towards the end of the year where we do an event where we have families come out and get to meet them. And we, like one of our workshop type things. That was what was on my mind, because I thought there'd be a lot of families, considering the statistics, which is what she showed me there. There's probably families in our area that need this type of help and aren't getting it because they don't ask for it, because they don't know where to ask for it. And I thought maybe if we could put together a workshop where we can invite people to come out and get to meet her and the team and all of her staff, like they did at the health fair, would be a great opportunity. Because I think a lot of the special needs families in our town probably skip out on the health fair because they think it's going to be extremely difficult. There's going to be a lot of people. So they didn't get a chance to really meet your team, and we would like to give that opportunity. I was thinking that would be a good thing. So other than that, those were the two things that I was going to work on for this particular, for what she's doing. Does anyone have any questions?
I just, my feedback, we had a couple other families that had used her program and they're super happy. They go to their house, like you say, they're medical students, but they're very knowledgeable and they're very super nice and kind with the families, and they're being a blessed for some of our families. So that they didn't know they had the resources and they found them and now they're using them. So it's a good program.
Thank you. And we do have an existing relationship with the Elderly Affairs Committee. So they've been referring families to us in the last year as well.
So you visit them in their homes?
The medical students visit them in their homes. A program specialist will go visit them if needed, but especially at the beginning to make sure they have a full understanding of the program and to do what we call a vetting.
And then the mobile unit is at a certain place.
The mobile
near-
unit, right, is at a certain location every day of the week. The nearest one to here, well, we have a location in Hialeah they're in the Hialeah location every Thursday. And then at Rural Country, which is about 5 miles north of here, they're in that location every Monday.
I don't know if this is too short notice for you, but at the end of the month, on April 29th, since this is Autism Awareness Month, we're having a resource fair. We're partnering with Arts for Autism. And, it's gonna be full of families with, children with special needs.
Here in Miami Lakes, just
So I don't know. if
give me
you
the
would-
information.
I'll send you the information, because I think that would be a great way to reach out to
Yes,
them.
yeah.
They're already gonna be.
And I'm very familiar, I didn't get a chance to say, earlier, I'm very familiar with Miami Lakes and the town and have a wonderful relationship with, a lot of the officials here because I've worked so long with the town. I used to work for the Boy Scouts of America for 11 years. And so I worked closely and have, again, built those relationships over time and would visit every single school, not only in Miami Lakes, but all of Northwest State. So I know the area pretty well and I live just north of here around American High. So I'm not a Miami Laker in that sense. But I've been going to the Chamber of Commerce since before it was a Chamber of Commerce, when it was the Miami Lakes Business Association. And I don't think there's only a few members left that we go back that far. So I'm, very happy again to present this information to you. I know that the only thing I wanted to mention too, it's very important, because it's not listed there, is that again, there's no income requirement for the program and there's no documentation requirement for the program. And in the day and time that we're living here in South Florida, almost everybody knows someone or knows someone that knows someone that can use the program. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. We really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely, if you could be a part of our autism event here at the end of the month, that would be fantastic. I know there's another one. SBAX is doing an event in May that's all about health. I don't know if you're part of that or not, but definitely that would be one where I would recommend having the mobile units at, because they are going to have. And they're putting a lot of money into it. There's a lot of people coming from that one. So
Okay,
that would be-
maybe you
I'll
can
send
get
you
more
an email.
information later, because
Yeah.
it takes a lot of logistics to get them our mobile.
I'll send you an email, let you know. And we'll definitely be in touch for a workshop, because I want to make sure we do one specifically toward the end of the year and get everybody's attention.
Okay.
All right?
I would like to stay if that's okay.
You're welcome to stay and feel free to hang out and be a part of it for the rest of the time. So thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, next presentation is going to be from Sweat 440. Guys, we thank you so much for coming by, and rather than making you stay to the 3-minute timer of public comments, we figured we'd give you a little bit more time to show us what you came to talk about today.
Great. Well, thank you so much. My name is David Robinson, and I am the managing operator of Sweat 440 here in Miami Lakes. And this is Lucia Cuervo. She is my right hand and my left hand most days. And she's a manager of our facility here. So we're located right in Main Street. Just to give you a quick background of who we are so that we can tell you why we asked to be here today. We are a fitness boutique. So we do a 40-minute workout. You come in, we start classes every 10 minutes, and you do a 40-minute workout. And you literally, it's kind of like an assembly line. You work through 4 different stations, 10 minutes each of them having 3 movements, and we keep you busy the entire 40 minutes. So it's a very effective and convenient way to get exercise and workout. We're very passionate about providing the community a way to stay healthy. You said some things that really, rang true with us too. we're really interested in providing the residents of Miami Lake an opportunity to have a healthy life. And we believe that exercise is a huge part of that. Being fit is a huge part of being healthy. And just so happens that Lucy is also a certified nutritionist, and we also have a registered dietitian on staff as one of our coaches. So in conjunction with the exercise that we do and the fitness, we also are there to meet the needs of those that want to go a little bit deeper. We've recently invested also in a body composition analyzer. You've never stood on one of those things and held on to it. It tells you all the dirty secrets, okay? It tells you your body fat composition, it tells you your visceral fat, which is, of course, is that fat around your organs, which is the stuff that gets you in the long term, right? That's where cardiovascular disease and diabetes risk starts to spike up. So
You're already making me sick just sitting here.
well, we're only a block away. That's what I'm saying.
All right,
You
you
know,
know, we'll take a pause, pause the video. We're gonna go slow down.
We'll be back in 42 minutes, a minute to run over there, a minute to run back. So that's what we do. And we've been open now for 5 months. And we're pushing almost 600 members, if you can believe that. So
That's
in
amazing.
that space, because we can churn them out the way that it goes. Every 10 minutes, we start a new group that goes into station 1, and we just keep feeding them through the system. So the reason we came here today is we do planning on the behalf of our studio. We are doing our very best to be engaged with the town of Miami Lakes and the residents here, and we want to make the highest contribution that we can to the overall good. And so one of the ways we do that is we look at events and awareness that's happening during certain times. So being that we're very young, we open up our calendar at the end of last month and we're looking at April, and Lucia says to me, "You do know that April is Autism Awareness Month, don't you?" And I said, "Well, I think I knew that." Hadn't really thought about it a whole lot. I'm a father of 5, which I don't recommend. But thank God, they're all fantastic, wonderful kids, just like their mom. That's a whole other story. But we are here because autism is something that we want to also create awareness within our community of members within Sweat 440 and participate with the town, because I know you do events like the one that you're talking about on the 22nd, right? The 29th, the last Saturday of the month. And we came up with an idea, I should say, we meaning Lucia, right and left hand, came up with an idea, we should do a run or a walk. And then I see on your agenda that you've had these ideas before, and we're not trying to recreate the wheel. We're just trying to be a support to the community. And, you know, if you've got things like this going on, we will work with you and with those organizations that are already coming up with these things. You know, one of the things we do in our studio is we promote the things that we do, not only through social media, but in our studio. If you ever pop in, and you should, just saying.
At this point, I think I'm gonna join.
At this point, we all should be there. We have digital signage in our studio that is constantly, you know, recognizing certain members that are doing great. We highlight certain coaches, you know, so that people feel a sense of community and connection with our coaches. But we also highlight events that are happening in the community that we want to help promote as well. And those are things that we can do for the town. Right now, because of the town, we've got a full shoe box collection that maybe we can bring some over here to the town. We're out of box. But that's just an indication of how engaged our members are in the things that we do. We try to create that excitement. So really what we're here for today is, one, to bring the idea of and understanding that April 2023 is probably not when this is going to happen, but we're here for the long haul. So as we move through months, and especially you folks are engaged with, you know, special needs and awareness opportunities, we'd like you to know that we are available to participate and be engaged in those things as well. And as a business in this community and as people who care about the people of this community, we want to make ourselves available and let you know, you can always reach out to us. We're more than happy to be part of what we've got going on.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to add to that, or you?
No, that really is the whole. I mean, I've got a whole speech if you want to hear about that.
Unfortunately, we don't have the time.
No, and I don't want to bore you with it.
No, you're good, you're good. Thank you, David, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming and presenting that information.
Did I forget anything?
No, I mean, we were essentially just looking for a way to kind of give back or to be able to donate our time or, donations, etc.
Yeah.
Throughout the month.
I got a whole
And
bunch
so-
of ideas that just popped in my head.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was looking and looking and looking, and I was on websites and I was, emailing different like charities and stuff like that. And then we have a few of your council members and people that work here, or town employees, there we go, that come to the studio, and I was like, hey, listen, Autism Awareness Month is coming. Do you guys have anything coming up? Like, we would love to be a part of it. We want to have our members, get engaged. And then that's kind of how we ended up here.
Well, we're glad that you guys did it up here. We'll jump into discussions, and guys, you can ask any questions and such if you want. Off the top of my head, I had thought of three things. Number one, you mentioned that's something that we're in the first 1/4 phase of the entire project. But we started this thing off with a lady who has epilepsy, who has survived it and has been running for many years, came up to me and said, we'd like to see a run for epilepsy. Well, we started working on that, and then when we were working on that, it kind of morphed into, one of the things our board represents is inclusion. And what we're trying to do is not just epilepsy, but epilepsy, cerebral palsy, autism, all of them. And we wanted to do something like that. So we kind of morphed it into an inclusion walk. And spoke to the mayors of Hialeah and Miami Lakes. The two of them said, we want to face off in each other. So now they both want to be involved. And then they got the county involved by wanting to make the Amelia Earhart Park the in-ground of the entire thing, because now several of the businesses in Miami Lakes want to have a fair there at the end of it. So this thing went from this
A little
run
tiny thing.
like
Let's take
that.
a walk to do that.
Right, so it's still, this is a multi-phase project that's gonna take a long time for us to put together. It probably won't happen until next year. But, sponsorships of that event to make that event happen are 100% gonna be needed. In the meantime, sponsorships that can be actual help right now, I can think of two things that we could have you do that would be fantastic. One is obviously be a part of our annual gala. Our gala is in September, and that is where we raise all of our funds. So this whole board, our funds, what we do and anything we do in this town is done through that gala. We don't receive town funds. We don't do anything else. So helping to raise for that is huge for us because it allows us to do all the programs that you see and the things that we're working on. The other thing I would think of is we mentioned with FIU, like a workshop. I think Vivian and I have been talking about doing this since pre-COVID, that we wanted to have some kind of a gym opportunity for the people that are with special needs in our town to be able to come out, whether it was once a month or a special event or something, where we can open up a gym type environment for, our older adults, the teenagers to adults with special needs to come in, learn how to exercise, have a little bit of fun, that kind of thing. We haven't had that opportunity. There's nothing like that right now in the entire community. So if we could develop something like that, it would be huge. And that was something as a board, I think we would love to get behind if that's something that you guys would be interested in trying to do. Because we could host it in your facility, we could invite everybody to come out, we could set a number of how many people can come, try it for the first time, and and have the goal would be to have some therapists, maybe some physical therapists there to help the individuals, whoever, whether they're teenagers or adults, kind of learn how to do what they're doing and get into an exercise program that could be something they continue on a long-term basis. So those are, things that in my mind, I think would be tremendous to be involved with. The walk would be great. But certainly the gala, which is something we work on and work on constantly as a sponsorship and a program like that, where we can open up the doors to many, especially the adults in this community. The adults with autism and the adults with special needs in our community are one of the groups identified by our FIU study that we did in this town as the people that need the most help. And they're the ones that are stuck at home the most time. They're not doing anything. So we want to give them something to do. You guys have any questions that you might want to ask them?
No, do you have any cards,
Yes.
information?
Cards, before you leave this room, I will have some.
Can you repeat your name again?
My name is David Robertson.
Robertson.
That's Spanish name.
Anybody else?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is your facility based on like a membership fee or you pay per class?
It is based on membership, so if you plan to exercise regularly, the unlimited number of times, that type of membership would be the best. Now, I will say this to all the folks that are part of the town, businesses that are close, we offer a special rate. Okay, so our published rate is not the rate that you would see when you came to a membership. So we want you to talk to us. And it's not, we're just extending that to, this particular committee, but that's what we try to do as a whole. So you can have unlimited, you can have, if you come twice a week, you can have eight times a month, and then pricing varies from, you can do also class to class. Not a very affordable way to do it, in my opinion, but not the most cost effective. But there's different options, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, unlimited. We've got some people that do workouts 2 times a day. Yeah, I know, that's what I think.
One time a day, 2 times a day.
Yeah.
I can't even get myself out of bed twice a day.
That's why I never go back to bed after I get up. Second time is worse. But absolutely, I'll be happy to, we'll run back down. We actually need to run back down as well and do some coaching and get Kim and jump in and do some coaching for our members as well. But we'll bring back some information that we'll leave here and
Perfect. You have to be here until just a couple minutes at 7 or a little after 7, so if you can run back.
for sure, I'll do it.
And then stay in touch, definitely, we'll see what we can put together. For these workshops, we have budgets for them. Obviously,
Okay.
whatever you can do in donation wise, we appreciate. If there's costs that need to be covered, we usually cover them. If we need to get a physical trainer or someone that we can make sure works with the individuals, we can cover that in. And then as far as, the gala, the person to reach out to here is Gabby, and she'll get you connected to Joseph, unless you already know Joseph. Joseph is the mayor's assistant, and he pretty much handles the sponsorships of the gala. And, you would be our first gem. I'm telling you right now, we don't have a gem. We've had restaurants, we have lawyers, we have all kinds of stuff, but no gems.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gyms in this community, first of all, which was one of the wonderful things that has benefited us. Quite frankly, but yeah, no, we'd be happy to. And we've been a part of a couple of different town events, like the Reindeer Run.
Mhm.
We were a major sponsor for it, did the warm up for, and we were part of the health and wellness fair on Saturday, which was quite a collection.
I think I saw you guys across the table. We were throwing candy canes with you guys.
Yes, thank you. That actually kept me alive. Yesterday, during the day, I broke it off.
Don't worry, we
have
have a bag full of candy.
Oh, please. No, I mean, I'm not ready for Christmas yet.
Thank you for your presentation, and
Thank
we look
Thank
forward to working with you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Pleasure to be here. And we'll bring some cards back here before we go.
All right, sounds good.
I heard his story already and it's pretty awesome. You're in for a treat. I can tell you that. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you again.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
Nice to
not
see
part of
you.
their group?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We'll be here till 7:10.
No, I didn't know that. Nobody said.
She said it. I would say nobody said it, because she said it.
Paying attention, I apologize.
We know it.
So, who are you with?
I'm with H2O Digital Arts.
Oh, no, you are on the list. You're with Clary's group. See, he is on the list, which is actually the next thing on our new business list is the H2O Digital Arts with Clary. Clary, would you like to be your introduction?
Me to the lead.
My keys, go ahead.
Go ahead, take the floor.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna need to access the internet. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna give you guys something. Preamble to what I'll discuss.
Can I have your full name really quick?
It's Marquise, MARQUIS. My last name is Gilbert, GILBERT.
Any relation to the past mayor?
No, no, I'm actually from Wisconsin. I've been here for about a year and a half. So
Wow.
Welcome to Florida.
You made my day. Mr. Wisconsin, I'm Mr. Missouri.
oh, okay, see, we
Now
got
you and I both kind of know, like, what the heck's going on in South Florida? What is this place?
I love it. All right, so
You love
to-
Culver's?
yeah, I do like them. Nobody want in Margate?
They already have it in Margate.
No, Cooper City, actually, sorry.
Oh, did you say Cooper City?
Yeah, they're opening. Right,
15 minutes from Culver's.
I love it too, so that's why.
Culver's is a Wisconsin burger place, and they make all their burgers with cheese and butter, and they have cheese curds and
their frozen custard is.
frozen custard. Their food,
I don't know
every
if it's
fast
on
food joint.
Or is it good?
No, it's good.
compared to this. We go 40 minutes to hit workout and then go to Culver's.
Culver is really good.
See, there we go. A nice butter burger with a basket. Get the cheese curds with ranch dressing.
Their frozen custard with Butterfinger.
Oh, the turtle sundae. Oh, man.
I'm sorry, but it's 6:35. We've got a lot on your agenda.
Go ahead.
Okay, all right, so to start my presentation, I'm gonna play just a quick snippet of a project that I just wrapped up with participants in Peace Playhouse, and then I'll go into much.
Work hard. It's hard. It's gotta try. Try to go. Remember to fly.
All right, so that's a little snippet of a song that we worked on called Go. This is me working with students at GG's Playhouse. So just to give some background about myself and the organization I represent, my name is Marquise Gilbert. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have a nonprofit organization that I founded with my cousin, who's a DJ. His name is Dwight. And in 2007, we had an idea. We used to perform on the music scene. And we said, hey, we're tired of the music scene. Let's make a program for kids and see if we can get some funding for it. So my friend Dwight, his friend was a teacher at a school and said, hey, there's this organization that brings artists into our classroom to work with our students. You guys should pitch a program to them and see if you can get, hired. And so that's what we did. We put together this program where we were gonna go into classrooms and teach kids how to make original music. So it's a different kind of music class that is meant to address the needs of students that have not had the opportunity to take a traditional music class. When I was growing up, we had orchestra, we had band. And then at a certain point, our school system, Milwaukee Public Schools, slashed budgets for a lot of stuff, physical education, a lot of the creative arts and things like that. So it created this void where kids were coming up and didn't have any kind of creative outlet. So we pitched our program to an organization called Arts at Large. And they hired us as a community artist to come in and provide programming for one site. And when we did that, it just started a ripple effect. We got calls from other principals. Hey, we heard that you did a program at this school. I want you to come and work with my kids. And then that's how it started. Just to go into my PowerPoint here. Well, actually, All right, so that's me. So what our program does is we're a studio that comes to you. So typically, what would happen before we start this program, organizations, I'm going to use an example like Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee. They would get a grant to build a studio, right? Somebody pays top dollars. They put a studio in with the booth and all that, computers and this and that. They'll have one person who may be music savvy that works for that organization. They say, hey, can you run this for us? And they say, yeah, I'll run it for you guys. And they put together a studio program. But as soon as that person leaves, everything stops because there's nobody on staff that knows how to use the equipment. Nobody can do the program anymore. So the equipment basically goes dormant. The kids are messing around with it. So it gets broken and then now it's a waste of money. So what we did was say, hey, let's make a program where we bring everything and we bring the studio to the classroom and we'll equip it with what it needs. We'll bring artists that will serve as artists in residence to be mentors and teach the kids how to use the equipment, how to make music. So that's what we did. We solved that problem. So instead of having to make all these expenditures, you just hire us to come in and the program and we give you the deliverables at the end. All right. So we're experiencing improvement. We founded in 2007, like I said before, based in Milwaukee, serving youth in Southeast Wisconsin. So we work with Milwaukee Public Schools. They're our biggest, contract. We work with Racine Unified School District, Waukesha, which for these places you've never heard of probably. Then Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee and Arts of Arts, among many others. Like I said before, we remove the access barriers. So we bring the studio to the kids. There's no prerequisites for our class. They don't have to have played an instrument before. What our program focuses on is how to make music together as a team. So it's not about being the best piano player or doing the best drumming patterns or anything like that. So it's not about music playing proficiency. It's about coming together, bringing ideas, and teaching kids just basic fundamental music skills so that they can create right away. Because we don't want to bore the kids. We want them to be excited, and that means making things right away. So we jump right into the action of it. So the only thing that we need to operate our program is a quiet space, a table, some chairs, and electricity. That's it. All right, how we create, there's a few phases to our program. So it starts with intro to music. We just teach some basic concepts. We do beat production and songwriting. And then once the kids figure out what they want to make from what we've made so far in the program, we'll say, okay, this is the beat we're going to use. What's going to be the theme? They give us ideas and we teach them how to craft their ideas and turn them into lyrics. So that's an example of what you heard when I started. So typically what we do is, and there's another component to our program too, which is a video shoot. Now, I did not do that with Gigi's Playhouse, but that's traditionally what our program does. It goes through these phases to show you how to start from the beginning and finish with something that you can actually show and exhibit. So for us, that's a music video. So not only do they record the song, but then we'll come in with cameras, we'll bring a green screen, as you can see on that third image there, kids performing in our program. So typically what we do is we work over the course of maybe about 10 sessions. It's usually about one time a week for an hour and a half. And so what happens in the classroom, we spend that time, and then afterwards outside of classes where we do the post-production work, we do the mixing, we shot video, we do the editing and all that stuff. So that's done off-site. Our program is about improving collaboration skills and social skills. So through this program, we get participants that have never done this before, and then that they learn their aptitude for certain types of facets of the program. Some kids are really good at writing. Some kids are really good at producing, or singing or rapping, or they're good with melody and things like that. So everybody has a piece that brings this thing together to make it a finished product. And then the last thing is our program costs. So although we are a nonprofit organization, we are unique in our space, at least in Wisconsin, to where the way that we did our work was we actually got contracted. So we didn't raise funds to go and deliver programs for free. We would do collaborative grants. So like Milwaukee Public Schools had a arts grant that we would apply for that was like a $1 matching grant. So we would find an organization that wanted us and say, hey, you can get us for half cost with funding from Milwaukee Public Schools. Do you want to work with us? And so that's how we would bridge the gap if the program was too expensive for a site that wanted us. So it's typically about $5,000. The reason why is because of the post-production work that it takes to actually pull these projects off. It's very time and labor intensive, so that's kind of the reason for that. So for bringing us to a site, people just reach out to us, they send us an email and just say, hey, we're interested in bringing you to our school. Do you want to work with us? And we'll put together a proposal. Everything's open to negotiation, obviously. We like to keep our class size manageable. Sometimes we've been thrown to the wolves, like with Milwaukee Public Schools. They say, yeah, we know your program's, suited for 12, but we need you to work with like 30. Can you do that? And we would say, well, if we say no, then we don't get the contract, right? So we found ways to make it work. But typically, just so everybody gets a hands-on experience, we try to limit the class to about 10 to 12. So everybody gets to dabble in a little bit of things. So that's basically, what I do. I'm trying to launch this program here in Miami, and that's why I've been doing these pilot programs. So I did a program last summer with Klein Boys and Girls Club on the Southwest side, and then also with GD's Playhouse. So I'm looking to find a community to get that process started. I do work with youth with disabilities and special needs. I'm an RBT, that's what I do as my day job. And then I've also got pretty much probably about 17 or 18 years working with a child with autism too. So that's what I was doing in Milwaukee part-time. And then the pandemic threw my life into a tizzy, and then I decided to come here, and I'm trying to be, what I basically do what I was doing there, to do it here with a new community and get it launched.
All right. All right, thank you. Any questions, guys?
What,
No, go. I wrote mine down.
the ages of the participants, is there a limit or minimum?
I would say, well, there's a wide range. Just because the program doesn't have any prerequisites, anybody can do it. Like, so young adults can do it, teenagers. We've gone as low as probably 2nd or 3rd grade doing projects as well. So it's what makes the program work is really the artist mentor, because the artist mentor is going to come in. That's me for now. But eventually, as the program gets some wheels behind it, I can hire people and train them to co-facilitate with me as well, because I'm going to be looking for different types of artists, maybe poets or other rappers, DJs, beat makers, people that we can collaborate and bring people in that maybe have a different style that I can't do, right? So kids want to do reggaeton beats and I can't do reggaeton, or they want to do a song in Spanish. Maybe I bring somebody in that can help them do that. So my role for now would be to be the direct service provider, and then try to build and bring in collaborators, and then take on more of like a supervisory role and make sure that the projects are getting done and any work behind the scenes that needs to happen in order to facilitate that. So, to answer your question, there's no age limit. All abilities are welcome. And even with our GG's Playhouse, if you would have heard the whole song, you would have heard a lot more voices on the song. So we had somebody that was doing some singing. We had somebody, providing some backup vocals. So we find a way to put everybody on the song. And so I got really positive feedback from our crew at GG's, that the program really gave them a hands-on experience. They liked being able to hear themselves, right? That's a big thing, like kids being able to hear something that they made and have other people experience and sharing that joy with them. And so that's the big takeaway of this program, is that it gives them a big self-confidence boost. And so like with this project, once the song is done, there's things that can be done with it. We can perform it, right? We can publish it and share it on social media. So it doesn't just, end. And if we do like a music video too, then that's something that, that even increases the reach, because we're a very visual society now. So when kids see themselves on the big screen, they're like, hey, I can be a star too. And so we're part of making that experience happen for them.
Any other questions?
Okay, you stated that the amount of kids is 6 to 12 in each class or project?
Yeah, I would say because it is a project based, so I would say 10 to 12 students max, just so nobody's getting left out for extended periods of time.
And it's a 10-week program for 5,000?
Mhm.
No matter how many kids, you have 6 or you have 12?
It would be the same because the amount of labor is the same on the post-production side. But
90 minutes a week?
yeah, it would be
and-
90 minutes, and that's negotiable too, like,
And
if-
that will be at, 5 o'clock in the afternoon type?
yeah, it could be an after-school program, it could be done on a weekend. Because I have a day job, I can't do it during school,
Right.
but once, once I'm able to get the traction like I got back home,
And
then I'll.
since you're an RBT, you'll be doing both, because if you have a lot of behaviors with the children, you'll be able to also manage them, or should they?
Well, I mean, yeah, if I'm doing the program and I'm bringing myself and my skills to the job, it may not necessarily be for an outside artist that isn't an RBT per
Right.
se.
You're
But
doing double duty, in other words. is what
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Mhm.
if it's you.
If it's-
Be able to de-escalate. the situation.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I
And
think,
for example, like in Gigi, he had, there were 10 of them. And they were different ages, like the little one was my daughter was 6, 8. But then there were like 9, there were some 13, there were 16, and then the oldest were like 20 and 30s. And they all did pretty good, like they had maybe some days where they were like, in the beginning, they didn't wanna like started doing it, but as soon as they got engaged, it was like everyone was asking for the music class. Nobody missed the class. Everyone wanted to be, where is the music class? When is it gonna be the music class? When they cancel the music class, one time everybody was like, why? Why are they canceling the music? Yes, they love the music class. It was very interactive. And they learn a lot. Kids and they didn't, get in the microphone and they didn't want to talk. In the end, they were making the song and they were doing the beats. So yeah, different personalities and they all were doing it. So yeah. From my experience, like him being an RBT was like perfect because he knows how to handle them, like if they went away, we'll wait for a few minutes and then they get engaged again and then just was like natural, it was just like very, very, very good and natural, the environment. And I really like enjoy the classes and the kids, just watching at the kids and they really love it. Yes.
Any other questions, guys?
No?
So here's my thought on it. What we've done with other organizations, other groups, is we put together these community programs where we offer these programs like Arts for Autism in our community centers. They typically put together a proposal to tell the town what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it, how it's gonna be handled, and who pays for it. In our case, we have some that have paid for it on their own, some that charge people cost to get in, and some that we have backed as a board as well. Do cover the costs for others, for students. If we're looking at 10 students, my thought would be you would be best doing 2 sessions, so you could have 20 students total. Forgive me. Maybe a younger group and an older group. And it would put us at $10,000 for 10 classes for 20 people. What my thought is he mentioned grants. We have a grant writer and there are art grants for the community. So we could cut the cost in half by providing half of the cost from our board. We could do a grant write to cover the remaining pieces to be able to offer it for free for students if we wanted to, or we could charge $30 per child to be a part of the event. And that would make the people that are participating, not only they're paying, but they want to participate. It's that thing we've talked about in the past where if we've done things for free, sometimes they don't show up. When we charge them, they show up or they don't show up and we got paid for it, so it still got covered. it's something, what we would have to do as a board is discuss what we would want to do. We get back to you, have you write up a proposal to the town. And then there's like a 200,000 year process. There, they look it over, approve it, and finally come back to us and start the program. But once the program starts, you know, Arts for Autism is our first program. It started with 1 class, they are now up to 3. So the town responds very well. If this program is as popular as it sounded like at Gigi's, I imagine it would grow beyond that fast. So if we at least started with the idea and the concept of doing 2 separate classes, breaking the ages down so that there's an age group that's younger, an age group that's older, so they can each have a chance. And I think if we charge the 30 for it, trying to get a grant written so that could be, the money could come back to us and we could give it back to them if they participate for the whole thing. You know, then we could cover that for them. And I think that would be really cool. And then we cover the other half. So we cover 5,000. We cover 5,000 of the $10,000. And then they cover the rest. I think that would work. But it's something we have to put on our next schedule to discuss and go over. But I think that's kind of the way that if we're going to do something, we lean towards that way. Everybody
And
like
please
that?
keep in touch with us.
Okay, for sure.
Sometimes you get lost. We got a lot of things put on the agenda like tonight. Like tonight. So just keep in touch with us.
Okay. Will do. Thank you so much. We
Thank you.
appreciate it for having me.
Nice meeting you.
Do you have my card?
Oh, there's 100,000 of them right here.
Make sure it's.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a lot of paper there.
I want to talk to someone.
Okay, I'll reach out.
Tornadoes. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, one more new item before we go to old items, Gigi's Walk.
Yes,
Want to tell us a little bit about it? When is it?
May 20. It's in collaboration with the Valiant City. We're gonna have it at the same park, McDonald's Park. And into the 8 o'clock until noon.
Here, thank you.
So
Thank you.
welcome to have this game. You know, if you guys wanna walk in support, it's on the global second walk. And they're all gonna have like a shirt. And so if you wanna walk, if you wanna have a little table, we have no charge for tables, so vendors can bring table and have like a little, you know, maybe some arts and crafts, or if you guys wanna do something at the table for the kids. But May 20th.
Which one? Guys, what do you think? Should we have a table? We've got the stuff for it now. I saw our table and not our table, our tent and our wagon today. Very nice. Good work. So you guys want to have a table then? Yeah. Who do you think, it's May 20th, can?
That's a Saturday, by the way.
Saturday.
I'm not in town. It's my 20th. I'm getting married, so I'm leaving on the 20th and returning on the 20th.
What time is it?
8 to noon.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Third time's a charm.
Last year when we did was, we donated and I walked.
Okay.
Not that I'm the only one that can walk, I'm just
Right.
saying, because we could do that as well.
You guys want to donate?
Which I did, that's also why, I wanted to just bring it up, that if you do decide to, be a sponsor and donate, that if you approve that, then I would need the minutes for tonight, because I would have to send it to the clerk's office, so they can add it to the memo, and then it could be, brought up to council, because they have to approve it. Because you do have the funds, because you do have a budget, but, since it's money that's being donated, it does have to be approved by the council.
So we have to do that for everyone we donate?
When you're donating, so, okay, if it's, like a program that is being, like, it's a town program, like, let's say, like the Snapology that, they showed up last week and they discussed what they were wanting to do, that's different. But since this is not,
Well, this will be a sponsorship.
yes,
So for a sponsorship, so we put on the board on the township.
they would need to approve it. So then that would be next week. With the committee report.
Well,
So for any event that we do, that we sponsor,
they're gonna have to do that.
we have to do that.
It's, it's kind of like, it's like the grants, the line items that we have, that it would be. It's not for. Like, I don't, you.
I thought that she said that if we were donating it, like we were saying, we would like to give $500 to. Arts for Autism to just have. Because we believe in their cause. I thought that was the one we had to get approved.
Yeah.
Well, so,
Essentially, that is what we're doing.
That's what- yeah.
Yeah, but
Because
we're
if
doing a sponsorship.
just like to have a table. Like if it was just like, oh, like we want to have a table and you have to pay, this is just an example, pay $5 for the table. That's different. Because you're going to an event.
Is there an entrance fee?
Yes.
Yeah, and there's sponsorships as well.
How
Like
much
if
is
you're
the
just
entrance fee?
participating in, like going for the walk, then that's not.
Which is what we
That's
did
what we
last
did
year.
last year.
That's what we did last year.
We sponsored the walk and the.
We're trying to remember what is that they sponsored last
Exactly,
year.
we want the team.
You see what I'm going, I was like,
Yeah,
how much is the
yeah.
entrance fee?
It was a
That's what it
sponsorship.
was, because it wasn't a donation, it was a sponsorship. We sponsored a team.
So it was a
Yeah.
team for the
So that's.
20.
Cause of the pre,
And
the registration.
for house, that I like, and how we did was, we did it for the board, so like each person, and then. I ended up being the one that actually was able to go to the event, so I
Yeah.
walked the event.
Yeah.
So there's a
so-
registration fee of $35.
Okay, so I mentioned it to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I had already spoken, and I spoke to Gina also, so, since if you would like to. And it's approved, we just have to present it to the council.
Even if it's a
For
registration
every
fee?
event that we sponsor, we have to present it to the council.
If you're going to, do a sponsorship.
Cause it's kind of the same thing as donating because you're vouching for them, like it's like we're the town. Face at the event, so that's why they would have to approve it.
Well, it's all gone. They're gonna have to approve every single thing we approve.
I mean, they, now,
Art
Now,
for
because-
Autism,
now
Painting with a Twist.
Every one of them are all that.
Well, what you do is you know, every year we add new things. This is probably something we're gonna do every year. So if it's in the report that you're gonna present and they approve that report, that's it. It's approved
Which is
for the
next week.
year. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, we haven't
That's-
done that yet, so that's
It's
what.
next week.
Oh, I thought it was for every event that we did. That's why I was.
No,
saying,
it's
to make
because
any
we haven't
sense.
been approved yet. Our budget hasn't been approved yet. That's
Right.
right.
Okay,
So we have to have like our yearly events that should be included in that report. That way we don't have to keep going back to council every time. We have, you know, if it's a new event that we've never done before, then we will go back to council. But our like stickler events that we do every year, like the walk, the Arts for Autism dance class, like all that stuff. It's already in
Okay.
that report, so that's why we don't have to keep going back.
right.
now, even though we presented it last year, until we don't present it this year, then it would, right? Because we did do it last year.
We did it last year.
yeah.
I don't know if it was in the report last year.
Did not
No,
present last
that
year.
was on the
It
report.
presented since 2020.
Because
Oh, okay,
They,
okay,
they
okay.
never even said anything to us. We just,
And that meeting's the 20th.
so let's just go ahead
Can
and,
we?
whatever we
table this
do, let's
to our
just do it
next meeting?
in the minutes for tonight. So what are we doing? We're
No, the
sponsoring.
best thing is to do it now, so that next week, he already presents it to council and it's already approved. Because he's going before council next week. So that the best moment would be right now to go
Right.
for it.
We have to vote for it right now. So what is the entrance rate?
$35 per person.
We have a board of 7. That's
245.
245. Is there any other costs? Is there any other things we can buy?
Well,
Road
the
signs?
table is $50 per vendor, but we're not charging you the for us. so,
Anywhere.
Okay.
So it's $295.
Okay, who's going to the event?
I'll go. And we're gonna make sure we have a table. I want to be in as many events as possible, so I'll do whatever I can do. So I'll definitely go. Anyone else want to join me?
I would love to work. I'll just say,
Normally, yes, but that day we have an event here.
But just keep in mind that it's not a board
Right.
member, so it should be
Yeah.
two board members. Someone's there.
Had to have a police escort just to get the door open.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
One person's enough for a table. One of you guys can find a time. at
Yeah.
2,
I can probably go. I mean, that day. We have conclusion. I'm participating in. So
Then in the afternoon.
It's in the afternoon. After 3, right? Yeah, and this is at 8. Yeah.
So 295 is the total, But do we need to, how do you, I don't know what to do now, because everything's all mess. I'm used to just saying, oh, let's just give them $500, be done with it, right?
Motion to,
we-
participate in.
We're gonna participate, right? I'm coming up with the budget now before we do the full motion. Do we do just the amount that we cost? or-
Is there sponsorship, program?
So the sponsorship, there's a $500, there's $1,000.
That's the
I think
one we
that's what
did
we
last
did
year.
last.
That's what we did last year. So that's what I want to do again, because that was, they gave us everything we needed, and it gave you guys assistance for what you're doing. And it's a town event, so the council should approve it. I mean, goodness gracious, if the town's involved in it already, we should definitely be involved. So,
But it's Hialeah's town, no?
Yeah, but she's in Miami, so.
I thought you said it was the Miami Lakes event.
No, it's
No.
being held in
It's
Hialeah,
being held in Hialeah.
McDonald's Park.
No wonder, okay, now I understand. I got confused. I thought
Is that
someone said Miami Lakes.
Yes.
With the water park?
Yes. Yeah, the one thing-
right next to,
Right. I motion that our
Last year,
board
it
be
was-
involved in the GG's walk. And we purchased the sponsorship of $500. That would come out of our the events.
Community awareness?
I will
No,
find
it
it.
would be,
It's an event one that we made.
It's in the minutes.
So you.
It's in one of them.
One of them.
So for the $500.
I think it's not, it's the one that, March 8th, I think, because that's when, Alexander did. It should be like the last page, I think.
Yeah.
And then you get the media, also the logo.
Social
And
recreation.
it's social media,
Grants and
Facebook,
aids.
Instagram, and you also
Yeah, that's
get.
it. Social recreational
and
events.
the banner.
In the back.
It's social and
The
recreational
one
events.
here, no, and the church, no, because that has to be like a.
Okay, you might want to rephrase that. since
I don't know if it
there's
would
been
be
a lot of
social.
talking.
Yeah, social and recreational
We
events.
have community awareness,
What are
community
they,
programs,
community
social
programs?
recreation.
No, community programs are the ones that we're
That we're
providing.
doing, that's right.
Well, we're changing it to social recreation events.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, from
It's-
programs, okay.
Because community awareness is what we do with our flyers. Community programs is what we do with the programs that we run in town. Training for the staff is the training for the staff. Grants and aids are things that's our donation fund. And the social and social and recreation program events are our event bucket. Not line item. So. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say for the record, she should say what is it that we're getting for that.
Oh.
It's included in the sponsorship.
Okay, so we want to do the $500 sponsorship and be a part of the GG's walk. We'd be doing the money out of the social and recreational events. What do we get for our?
So everyone can walk. And you don't have to pay for the fee for every walker. Name and inclusion in the social media, so Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, with the logo. And name of the event and the publicity, which is like all the posters will be there with the logo of Miami Lakes. And a banner. With the logo, so
So do we get to help create the banner or you just put the logo on the
we
banner?
put the logo on the banner.
Mhm.
make sure that we get the logo and a type style on the bottom to put the website address, which I just found the other day.
No, but it's just the logo. It's her, it's like,
Oh,
it's a, like a
is
big,
it part of a banner of a bunch of people?
exactly. Yeah,
I thought it
thank
was
you. That's what I was trying to.
We do now have
Yes,
an
I know.
actual directory. I don't know if anyone noticed that or not, but the
mean,
town of
that's
Miami Lakes website, I forget what it is, Miami Lakes Florida.gov or whatever,
Yeah.
/SNAB. Actually goes to our
Oh,
website,
That's great.
so we actually
But
have,
it used to be like a blah.
yeah, a bunch of crap, yeah.
Well,
Try going.
We
to
understood.
I motion that,
Second.
all those in favor,
Um,
motion passes. That takes care of new business, folks.
Okay,
Now-
just a reminder, so, I would need the minutes for tonight.
Yes.
I could send it, and then, John, you would need to bring it up with the committee report. You could just say
I'm
like,
another secretary today.
I will add it to I'll add it to the report and send it to you.
no, you just, well, like when you go and you present to council on Tuesday, you just tell them, by the way, this is included in the memo. We have our minutes, that we motioned to do this, and we need your.
Hold on a minute, let me write that down.
Is the Tuesday meeting in general?
It is a council meeting. Yes, I believe.
Is
so.
everyone gonna
A
come?
regular.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I'll be there.
They're-
The
that's like once
Thursday.
a month.
Thursday?
Nova.
Thursday,
Yes,
April
I believe
20th.
Both
so.
have to be there.
Unless it's like a special one.
Right.
The quarterly chair meeting.
Oh,
is
yes.
Thursday, April 20th.
Oh,
Town
I'm sorry.
council meeting Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll come to the council.
Sorry, Judy, what were you saying?
Tuesday, the 11th.
Tuesday, the 11th.
At 7?
One moment.
Asking for liaison issue.
Right,
At 6.
do I need to add that?
No, you can't add anything to the report because it's already been sent.
No, to my speech,
But, yeah,
I'm saying, this is adding to my speech, I'm not talking about the report, I'm talking about the speech,
Right,
because I
right,
need to
yeah.
know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Color green.
Okay. Let's get to old business. This stuff is a lot of just check mark stuff. So we'll start at the top, special needs registry. Any new updates?
Well, not that, but I have other things that I want to talk about, but I can make it quick.
Okay. Why not?
We got. So what's happening is the communications department is updating everything up in Doral. So I'm calling all the registrants to make sure that they're still involved and that all information is there. If there's any new information, I'm updating all that. So I'm currently in the process of doing that now. The wellness fair I thought was great. That was a good turnout with at least the vendors going back and forth. I thought was right.
The network,
The networking of that part. Everything else.
they don't have to.
I thought that was horrible. We should have, I mean, there was so many vendors there and people and that, just the public wasn't that,
Where?
yeah,
Engaged.
yeah, engaged. I don't know what's going on. On our part there, I think we did good with that. So I went to the autism parade, hosted by North Miami Beach, North Miami PD. And within that, we went to the SFAX while we were, and at that event, I made contact with the main person that deals with the autism truck for the Miami-Dade Fire Department. So I met her, I talked to her, we had like a little quick meeting there, exchanged information, which that's the information I gave you, her email address. So now I wanted to mention that because not only are they gonna be able to do what they're gonna be able to do with the SFAXs, now any event that we have, I have a direct link, or we have a direct link to her, and she's the one that can make it happen. We don't have to go through all the red tape of normally how I would always,
Yeah,
request things, and yeah, so now everything's a little bit quicker with that.
So before we go on that issue, is there any way we can get a car or a truck or a dog for April 29th, the resource
I just
fair,
thought about it, I wasn't.
Yeah,
the resource fair we're doing.
as long as it's available.
That's the
Like
problem.
I said, the problem is that
Right,
everything,
I know.
you know,
I
the,
know it's
Short
a little
notice.
bit long, but,
yes. Yeah,
But yeah, it'd be nice to have like a wrapped car.
Ms.
Right.
Rupp, your
my,
patrol.
my car. We'll talk about it so that I can get all the information for all the details so that I can see who I can. But see, that's part of that. We can talk to, or I can
Right.
talk to the fire lady, and at least, you know, have the fire truck, and on our side, I can make all the contacts really quickly. And
It would love that. And this is only a 2-hour event. Not that long. It could just be there 1 of the hours.
right, just a little bit.
So I wanted to ask about that. The resource fair, where is it? What time, what date?
It's
How
April
long?
29th,
And it's a resource fair for this committee? For special needs?
yeah.
Well, we don't-
And It's a,
Oh,
it's a town
office and
event?
We having it at Mary Collins or is it
It's
at?
at Mary Collins.
Meanwhile.
Yeah, so the thing with my car, we talked about since I'm not part of the committee, I can talk to you and stuff like that outside, right?
Mhm.
I think that that's a great idea with the wrap, but I think the wrap is gonna be tougher to get because the town, because our cars are Miami-Dade Police Department cars, but they say town of Miami. Right, so the town is very specific about, we only have this type of amount of cars. So, and there's a lot of different awareness campaigns. So if I can get tons of magnets that I can put on my car, I think that's a better deal, because then when it's childhood cancer, I can take those off, I can put the top, you know, there's, every month I can play with a car and everybody's happy and we have, you know, all the awareness,
Short term, I thought the idea of the magnets were
From
perfect.
11 to 1.
Long term, what I was envisioning was
That's
us
Collins
being able to
Community
get
Center.
a special needs advisory board style wrap done.
Yeah,
for you.
that-
That's not
That's
just.
represents every special need, every.
that's, we can.
You'd be the first inclusion car in Miami-Dade. That's
What
what
I think, the thing is, they're gonna say, perfect, that sounds great,
But it's gonna be hard.
who's gonna pay for the car? Cause they're gonna wanna add a car,
Oh, the car.
Yeah.
they're gonna wanna add a car.
In other words, you can't use one of theirs.
Our board will pay for the wrap. You guys get the car. We're not buying a car.
That's the thing, they're gonna say,
Yeah, we're not
that's
over
fine,
here.
because you know, because we have a certain amount of cars now, and they're gonna say, no, we can't, you know.
Like, they can't take one that's already a town of Miami Lakes car and just, we pay for the wrap and they add whatever they want into the wrap to make it look that way they want.
I think I'm not gonna say no, but I think because it's such a small amount, that's a car that we're taking away from the pile.
In other words, it's not gonna be in use.
But why wouldn't it be?
No, but it's, the idea is to use it all the time.
Yeah, only your
Because you
patrol
are-
car.
Right, this is not like the show car, the autism show car that they have in the department. This would be more like one of your daily driving
They-
cars. So your car,
But
Wouldn't that be or?
still your car, it'd still be a town of Miami Lakes car, it would just be an awareness for
added.
inclusion.
Yeah, they might say so,
That's what I was thinking. And
but it has to be, I'm sorry to interrupt, it has to be, and that's the thing, it has to be wrapped with something
Everything.
that's everything.
Yes.
Yeah. so
And that
it would-
part I think is more.
It's like doing a
And it
music,
has to be
like
still be-
3D.
Like your premier, right?
And it still has to be distinguishable enough to know it's a police car.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
So
Because
this is
when I,
something long-term we can discuss, but the short-term, your idea of the magnets was perfect.
Some of the magnets, if they will fall. And
Well, they're his.
they get stolen.
They're his magnets. The only thing we would be doing is helping to pay for the magnets.
They'll get stolen.
I mean, I'm gonna get, I mean, I'm planning on, if I can, when I can find the vendor, I'm gonna buy some myself so that I can put on the cart. Cause I have like the childhood cancer one, I have those magnets already, the Raven and all that. And I have them, you know, and I put them on and take them off and stuff, you know, I mean, it's a really good one. No.
So
They're lucky.
our next meeting, I'm gonna put it on our calendar. We're gonna come up with we're gonna work with the town and come up with a drawing design to get it on a magnet. Cause I'm sure the town's gonna want us to do something that it's not just SNAB. Because it's a town car, we have to figure out what we want it to look like. It's just a tree. No, I mean, we need the address on there. We wanted to be able to give some information. Since we know you're gonna throw it on from time to time. So I think we should talk about it in our next meeting when we have more time to talk about it. And then long-term down the road, we'll figure out a way to get your car back. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Did we get any more new registers? Okay.
I'm in the infancy stage of this, but there's some legislation coming through where they're talking about making special needs registries non-public records disclosure. So if that goes through, then that's something that we can also say, listen, it's not public record, not like it is now. Yeah, so I'm looking into that more now because it's very new. But I think that's something that definitely is gonna help us out a lot.
Then we talked about that as well. I think that's really important for you to keep us up to date on it, because once it gets into a committee or it gets into Senate or House, discussions. As a board, once we know it's in that position, we should write a letter to the House, to the Senate, indicating that we support the idea of this happening. And then have the town council also see if they can write a letter as well in support of it. To give the politicians the understanding that we really want to see this happen. So as soon as you know it's in or out of committee and in the House or the Senate, whichever one it goes to first. We'll put a letter together. Let us know.
I'm sure the council would be very
Absolutely.
open to helping with that.
That being said, and I know we have time and you guys just, that being said, there was one thing that we brought up during discussions. We're gonna put it on our next calendar for meeting. Because this is something that's gonna take a lot longer than a few minutes to talk about, but it needs to be brought up now. We discussed the registry and this kind of hit us when we were talking with a person that was interested in learning about it. They're like, a registry? The name sounds terrible. The registry idea of it is giving people bad vibes because they think they're on a list of, like a no-fly list, or as he brought up, sex offenders lists. So we sat for like 30 minutes bouncing ideas off the department, using the new slogan that we put up there, keeping your family safe. And we came up with this. So this is something where, we can do a brainstorming session on it. I don't care if you don't pick this name, but I thought this was really good. The Special Needs Safety Program. Not the Special Needs Registry, the Special Needs Safety Program, because that's what we were talking about, is safety. With the slogan of sign up, stay safe. Sign up, stay safe. If we change it to that, I know there's a lot of paperwork that would need to be redone. We'd also need to talk to all of the people that were pre-registered and tell them that we're changing the name and here's why. And then we would have to change all of our print stuff, because we just printed out all of our stuff. I do believe it would be a good idea to visit that, because of the fact that everyone's giving us feedback of registry is a bad name. So I think that's really good. I'm gonna put it on our list. I want you guys to think of names too. If you think that that's great, great. If you think that you've got a better one, bring it up.
I will say though, registry also is like wedding registry, baby shower registry. So it's not always
Yeah,
like
not
something
always,
like.
But they're not
I'm just
going
saying.
towards it.
No, I understand. I just wanted to.
We're gonna be able to please everyone.
Yeah, but this does open that conversation. So if you say, are you on the special needs registry? Have you signed up for the special needs safety program? That word safety, when the first thing that comes across your mind, the first thing you go, there's a safety program? Is it kind of like, something that like the scent kit or something? Immediately people are interested, thinking it's something that's gonna help keep them safe. So I just thought that would be important.
Can I suggest that you put together, even though we're a small committee, a subcommittee and discuss a lot of that, because that's gonna take a lot of time.
Do you want to just set up a subcommittee now? Yeah, why wait, right? Okay. Then I motion to set up a subcommittee on the special needs registry name.
I second.
I'm sorry.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. I will assign myself as chairman. Would you mind being secretary? We are assigned. We'll just need a meeting date from you when you can get one for us.
Wednesday.
Wednesdays. As soon as she gets us the date, we'll put her on the calendar and we'll meet.
Okay, when
Cause that's
is-
gonna be a lot of,
A lot of
And
stuff.
look at what happened tonight.
The rebrand as a rebranding. And I think, because it's been a long time this thing's been in place and we still haven't really picked up the numbers that we want. Usually when we, in radio, when we have a commercial that's not succeeding, we go back and revisit it and see, what are we missing?
Right.
What's being missed? I know we have the name's been out there, we're talking about it, but people aren't signing up for it, so there's something we're missing. His element of what he talked about when it comes to the public safety part, the fact that it's public, still public list.
Right.
That's part of the problem, but the other part is that they're not seeing it as a safe environment. They're feeling that this is intrusive. And in this day and age, everyone hates the government having anything to do with them. So we get away from it.
I'm sorry, but can we keep going?
Yeah,
It's
what did you say?
7:24.
So Wednesday, the.
Oh, she's good. She got it now.
I would recommend not next week, because next week we have committee meeting.
Oh, no, there's no way.
No,
Next Wednesday it's taken from our time.
Okay, that's,
So we have the 19th open, if not the 26th, in April, of course.
I think the 26th is great, because then we can come back to that next meeting and make the official change. For whatever we decide. What do you guys think? You all okay with the 26th? And remember, we only need to have, a handful of people, right? It doesn't have to be
It
everyone.
doesn't have to
No,
be everybody.
It doesn't have, you don't need quorum for. a
Oh, yes, you
subcommittee.
can't make motions.
So
anymore.
do you and I, at least you and I work on the 26th?
Yeah, okay.
You work and you work, okay, so then everybody's cool with the 26th?
Yeah.
Put it down on the calendar.
5:30,
Yeah,
5:30.
Are you good? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. He's very.
And I also just wanted to mention, since talking about subcommittees, that it was brought to my attention that, for the 4th of July event, that the staff has heard that you would like maybe like a safe space, or to create a safe space for, those on the spectrum, maybe like writing like some sort of resources, headphones, or those type of things.
yes.
Would you like to create a subcommittee? And then, so you can start working on it now, so then by the time that it's,
For May?
4th of July.
No, a subcommittee for May?
Yes.
Okay.
Could we combine both subcommittee meetings on the 26th?
I'm sorry, but I'm telling you,
It's gonna take too long.
I'm telling you right now, that 26 is, that's a lot of details in rebranding. That's
I think we can put it on the,
the May,
The May
not
agenda.
necessarily a subcommittee.
I don't think we need a
On
subcommittee.
the May agenda, but with like
Okay.
everything.
Right, right.
There wasn't much to it. I mean, we did this already once. Remember,
Right.
we had it set up.
And you agreed to it, but it
and then
never,
The pandemic happened right after we said yes to it.
no. Last year, you guys mentioned it,
Yeah, we talked about it last year, but then,
and the headphones and everything, it just.
Didn't we
wasn't
buy
done in
headphones?
No, we never did.
No.
And we said,
Price.
what we said that we were gonna do last year, but it didn't happen.
Correct.
Was that we were going to buy a certain amount. And we were gonna give them out in the morning or the nighttime, because that was one of the ideas, that's what we had
It was
said.
headphones
gonna do
and
it,
maybe an
And
area,
then
like she
just
said.
have them keep it, of course, and then about the safe area, we said that there's so many people
It was,
that it's gonna be very hard to
No way to
have
have
a safe area unless. Like Mary Collins, like inside, they would have like an area, because if it's gonna be outside,
That's exactly.
unless we build something, you know what I mean? Like,
Isn't there
there's no
windows
way.
in the room in Mary Collins? There's windows in the room, isn't there?
Yeah, but we don't know if we're gonna be able to use it for that purpose, cause if
Remember
we
the-
were,
We don't have to, we're asking them right now. If we could have them reserve Mary Collins, just one of the rooms, we could set it up ourselves as a little sensory friendly area for children to come to if they're feeling overwhelmed with the event. And during the fireworks show, they can watch it inside. We wouldn't need to buy it.
I think in that
Yeah,
sense, it might be too many.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I think more like a safe area
'Cause that's
or,
exactly what I wanted when I started working in here, was to have things like that. I wanted spaces where these kids could go, because my kids wouldn't go Because as soon as the fireworks started going, they started screaming and crying and I had wished I'd never come to the event.
But then if they have headphones and we're able to provide a certain amount of headphones, that'll make it more tolerable, but the inside would be more for like, okay, there's too much, going on, sensory overload, they're about to have a meltdown or they're ready. So like have like an area where they can go. I mean, the only bad thing maybe with it is how many might wanna be there, but then again, I mean, at least they have an area. But if you think about it,
there is a
even in the
little-
airport, the area isn't that big and the airport is pretty big. So I think that would be a great idea. Maybe we can purchase a bean bag or I mean, I'm not the perfect
Right.
person for that. I'm sure Alexandra will have much better ideas. But like to have that space where they can at least go and,
Why don't we use that space for?
if we're able to do it inside though. If
Yeah, no.
it has to be outside personally,
But
Let's see
what
if we
we
can
can do, I feel would be a good idea is that for anyone that wants to be inside that safe space and wants to use the headphones, the earmuffs. Those are technically not headphones, only for people that are registered on our registry.
no, because then we're
Oh,
not making the event
We can't do
inclusive.
that.
Okay,
We're, so,
Or
well, yeah.
sign up and get the
You can leave,
earmuffs.
Madeline, it's okay. We have quorum, you don't have to
No,
stay.
I don't want, I want information.
I think what would be a good idea is to just, and I'm saying head, not like the little ear. I'm
No,
saying
they're
actual
earmuffs.
earmuffs.
We looked at them, we looked at buying. a whole
Exactly,
container from
purchasing
Home Depot.
a certain amount and then saying, okay, we're gonna have, the certain amount and then to help, some of the. It's an idea, that's one of the things
I
we
like
can
it.
have.
Why don't we see if we can reserve that left corner of Mary Collins, it's the smallest room of all of the rooms there. We can turn it into a sensory room, we have the lights off, we just put like a couple of lights on, like the lamp lights.
Something we could do too, John, is we can close the big room, but close it in half. And then have the left side, so it can be a little bigger, so it
they
can
can
be
still see
a
the
little more
fireworks, huh?
space.
Where does the
And they
fireworks come?
can probably see the fireworks
Where do they come from?
from the lake, from the
On the
lake.
lake, there's a
that's
barge
that
or
side.
All right, so if we get the half divider moved in, and we get the right room towards the front of the park, which has the best view of that area, we can make it a sensory friendly room, we can have some refreshments, bean bags, we could buy some bean bags.
I
And,
wouldn't say refreshments. The refreshments are outside, people are gonna be
Okay.
buying that.
all right, so
so
just
I
the
think
bean bags and maybe some games, something.
Maybe the lights kind of up, I think more like, well, yeah, we can have something. like
We
that.
could buy some bean bags, we could buy maybe a board game and just something fun for them to take their mind off what's going on.
Bubble machine.
We just go to 510.
Get so many for my class.
So then we do that, and then we also buy the headphones for those who want to be out. Want to keep their kids out in the
My little
event.
also has like the strobe lights and they have like mats too.
So just put a budget together for it. Can you request Mary Collins, the right corner room,
Right or left?
the right room?
Okay.
The one
when you
towards the
walk
parking
in
lot.
to the right,
The right room towards the parking lot, divided in half, so that you pull the divider through, we don't need a whole space. And let them know that's where we want to set up a sensory room for all the children that have special needs, so they can come if they're feeling overwhelmed with the event. And then on.
And then once we have that, then we could put it on our
Right.
agenda and actually,
So our next meeting, we'll put a budget together, figure out what we're gonna do with it. Everyone cool with that?
that sounds good.
Okay, to clarify, Mary Collins, the right room towards the parking lot, divided in half, so it could be used as a sensory room.
Yes.
Okay.
That way they still have a view of the fireworks if they want to remain inside and still see it. Because the.
You like
windows.
But yeah,
But I.
That's
We
how
could
windows
probably
are.
use for the room too. I have it for my class, but I don't use it because I start throwing them around, but they're like inflatable ottomans. I have like 4 of them that I can bring to, and we can just inflate them that day.
Okay, that sounds
I have
good.
like extra seating.
How many earmuffs do you think we need?
How many more?
Earmuffs.
We had originally planned on
I
buying
was like
20 or 30, I don't know.
Harbor Freight has them for $3.79.
We want, no, those are okay. But what we wanted to do was get
Noise canceling.
noise canceling quality with phones. We had picked out, I think they were like $10 or something, $13, 3M. That really close your ears. Cause I have a pair of those at home for my son that we got at the racetrack and they like doing this, just cupping your ears. So we'll put that on the next agenda. If you can just request that for us, that would be great. Let me know what they say.
Like those?
Yeah.
They're.
848 at Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
So when we put a budget together, we'll be able to buy. Perfect. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff left in here. I would like a motion to move, the holiday painting with a twist to be deferred to the next, meeting, please. All those in favor?
Aye.
Which one did you say?
Holiday.
F.
painting with a twist. F. Health and, I put wellness, but I meant to put health and research fair. This is the event we're doing at the end of the month here. Do we want to, is there anything where we need to talk about for that, Vivian? Anything we need to budget or is it all set?
Okay,
Okay,
This is for the April 29th.
yeah.
yeah, I just wrote the wrong thing. You know, I was in my head, well, health and wellness from what we just did.
11 to 1 at Mary Collins.
Autism speed dating, I just wanted to give you an update. They
And a
have,
question, we're having a
Wait.
table there. Right? Okay, do a motion for that?
at our own event.
So it's our own event. Okay,
Yeah, we're partnering with Arts for Autism.
Like we did
we
last
did last.
got it. Okay.
And we already set $200 to buy some food and balloons and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay, just
That's
one
all
more,
set.
Yes,
okay, yes, I see it here. Yeah, it was $200 that was allocated. Do you need us to promote the event? Do you need any flyers made? Is there anything else that we could help with?
well, social media promotion would be good.
There's already a flyer made. I'm not sure if the town made it or if Ms. Audrey made it.
Who is the event for and who do you want to attend?
It's for special needs family.
Just in Miami Lakes, all of Dade County, Northwest Dade?
Yeah,
Even
it's just a
Broward.
yeah, it's like a resource fair of like different people that work with the special needs community. And they have like a bunch of tables set up and then last year, the Arts for Autism put on like a little performance too. And you were there, that's true. I remember you're next.
So how many other participants or vendors do you have?
I'm not sure, I think last year there was like. Something like that.
In this case, we're really just kind of backing them up, right? Because it's more of Audrey's event than it's ours. But we're the
Support.
the big supporter, yeah. So in her case, I think she's the one who's managing all the groups that are involved and vendors and such, but as far as town promotion, since we sponsored the event, you know, and then we're gonna be there, what we would probably want is to get some publish on social media that the event is taking place and that we would invite all families from the town to come join us. 'Cause I think
I'll
didn't she
send
do
you
it
the
her-
flyer that we have.
Okay, and not only for this event, but just for events in general. So the person that I guess is in charge of it or like that knows more of the information, like in this case, we're partnering. So if you could just like you were gonna do, just email me all the information so I can give it to the correct people in our communications department, or if it's somebody outside of that department. So we have everything and we can move forward.
Would you mind
So,
sending it all over to her when you get a chance?
Yeah.
Something else, I wanted to invite the council, the mayor and the council to this event. And have it be in their county.
Okay,
So is that done through you or do I have to email somebody else?
yes, so that was another thing that I wanted to bring up. Any form of everything, it doesn't matter if you need to reach, like in this case, the council members, tell me. You can email me, direct it to me. You can, if you must, copy another the council member, or if it's to Melissa, like in budget or something, everything needs to go through me, and then I will direct it to the correct
Clerk or-
person.
Now,
Committee related, not personal related, right?
Of course.
Okay,
now, you're only here working Wednesdays,
Wednesdays.
so if we sent it right now, you're done until next Wednesday. So that's another week that it doesn't go out. So who can we copy in addition to you so that somebody already starts working on it this week? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, so I have, I don't know if you have seen my, I have my office hours posted, like it's like an
Right.
automatic response. I update that almost weekly. At the beginning of each month also, because since I'm only here once a week, I know it's a little bit more difficult, so we would just need to try to work within that. But it does say that if you do need something, then you can contact Clarissa.
Okay, so we'll just copy her too, so it gets done. I don't want to waste a week.
Of course.
Anybody agree or?
I completely agree.
I don't wanna-
I think there has been an issue that, you know, we were gonna have this, the workshop in Spanish. And it had to end up being canceled because, you know,
It didn't get out.
you know, like it wasn't advertised in time, which is not your fault at all, not what I'm saying. But I just feel like something is not working, like, you know, because I copied Clarissa and everything that I sent to you, and I copied you as well. And, you know, I had sent those emails and, you know, I didn't get any feedback, you know, from anybody. So like, you know, the whole week is wasted. I mean, so we have to end up canceling the event. But I don't know, I feel like, you know, it's just like falling through the cracks because
Yeah,
you're
no
only
fault
here
of yours.
exactly. This is not a reflection on you, no. But I feel like somebody, like you need some type of backup that we can reach, you know, all the other days that things continue to go on and we need answers to questions and, you know, flyers printed or
Some kind of backup, so we don't
Yeah,
have to
don't
wait.
think like I
before it
emailed
gets
the
done.
resources office here, or resource office. I had to follow up with them, because it was a week and a half. Never got an email back from them, 2 weeks after I got the email. So I think it's a whole town thing.
I just, it makes it difficult because the fact that we only meet once a month, you know, when we get together and discuss the ideas and what we're gonna do, you know, then, you know, we can only get a response like once a week, like, but that's why everything is taking so long to happen.
Yes, and then another suggestion would be like right now, okay, like I guess we'll use this example for the July 4th. That you would all want me to see if it's okay if we could request in Mary Collins the right room and all that stuff. So to do things a little bit more ahead of time as much as possible and to give me all the information that you have available. If it's like the painting with the twist event, that we needed a flyer that says specific things. I didn't have all the information, so it took a while for it to be corrected. So just for everybody to keep that in mind, because it is, it's important because at the end of the day, we all want the programs and the events to happen as they should. Just all the information. It's fine if, or I would prefer that all the information be given to me during the meeting. You can also send me an email after the meeting, like if just including everything. But that an event to make or to have an event here within the town, it's approved. I would need the date, if there's a guest speaker, what is, like, what's the topic and everything, so.
Like, for example, the Mary Collins, you're not gonna be able to get a hold of anybody until a week from now.
Yes.
So a week from now, somebody might have it.
Right. That's why I had asked a while, and then, again, we all agree, it's not against you, it's the way that it's set up. That's why I had asked if in your timing, if you had wanted to do any extra work or wanted to see if they would let you budget to do, like, let's say on Thursday morning, you decided to you check the emails, get all the data, and you send it over and make sure that they got it, then it's on them from that point, but it was an hour's worth of work for you. If that was something that was already on your, if that's something you could work on, maybe we can talk to the council about getting that done. It wouldn't be full office hours, but it would be the availability of being able to handle responses when they come in. If that's something you want to do, that would be great. If it's not, then we got to talk to them, because sometimes the biggest problem we have is some of these ideas, things come in last minute and they want it done ASAP, and town don't move that fast. But if we're able to try and get something started, we might be able to pull it off. But if we have to wait a week, then some of these things just don't get done because they're not gonna. So it's something to think about. If that's something you want to do, let me know. I mean, technically, we're paying the budget so that you can work, because they took it out of our budget instead of paying it out of the town. So we're gonna pay. We can pay you more if you want. I don't care. I would say that if we can get the things done, if we can get things done on our time and it works with you and it works with us, let's do it. If that doesn't work that way, then we'll just figure it out. I mean, obviously, it must be a situation where Claricel and IL are very overwhelmed with everything else, because I've noticed that whenever I've even asked them a simple question, it takes sometimes 2 weeks to get an answer to it. And when I saw her when I saw IL at the event over the weekend, she was doing almost everything she could do. She was doing almost every job there was to do there. I didn't see her sit down 1 minute. So, we'll work around what we can work around, but we need heads up on things like that too. And so, because I don't want to have a situation where we ask you to do something, you go and tell them to do it, they mess up, and then they blame you for it. Because, oh, well, it didn't get done. What do you mean you didn't get done? You told them to do something and they didn't do it either. That's not your fault for finding out a week later that they didn't do it. They should be emailing you back too, saying, hey, got your message, we're good, we're gonna work on it right now. If they're not doing that, then we got a problem with them. And that just keeps us from being able to do our job, that's all. So let me know, what do you think? And we'll try to keep as much information going to you as possible every time we do it.
I wanted to bring something up. I know we don't have a lot of time, so we're not gonna talk too much about it now, but I would like for our next meeting, when Officer Amador and we met with Dottie from the Elderly Affairs Committee, she mentioned getting some things, for example, antibacterial, things that are more appropriate for elderly. Because when we first started with the registry, we're thinking more of the kids, so fidgets and this and that. So just so we could in our next meeting, figure out what things we want to purchase, so that also we can have things to give away. Like at this resource fair, we'll give away candy cane. I mean, I did have the drawstring bags, and I had the water bottles that I picked up from Officer Amador, but we didn't want to just give them to everyone. We were being selective, and then so we can brainstorm, what fidgets or what we would like to purchase, so we could put there, and also for us to give away. Like, it would have been nice for the April 29th to be able to give something. I guess we'll give candy cane, so in May we'll figure it out. Just so, you can brainstorm if you have any ideas, bring it back.
She mentioned the wipes too.
Exactly, the antibacterial and wipes.
Wipes and hand sanitizer would be good. All right, very good. Vivian, you mentioned that the Spanish UM card event's not happening in Miami Lakes now. Is that the same one that he told me that they're gonna do in Miami Gardens now, or? is it-
Yeah.
So just,
There was 2 different events. You were thinking about 2 different things.
well, he just told me on Saturday.
No, the UM card is one thing, but the event of Marianela, that
Oh.
was gonna happen here.
That's
That's the one that was
Yeah.
canceled. Yeah, because I think you mixed them up.
I did.
The parents.
Exactly.
So can we restart the process on that for another time, or is that it?
It's April 15th. This is April 15th.
Right, the UM card event is April 15th.
Is that still At the library?
No,
No,
it's
I
now
said North Regional. And I sent in the chat the flyer of that event.
So I was gonna see if you guys wanted to get, you know, like a different type of candy or something else that's not candy cane. For this event, or something else that we could, you know, give away at our table.
we have a table at that event over in. Or our event, which one are you talking about?
We're talking about Spanish UM cards.
Spanish Union cards, we have a table there.
Oh, we have. Yes,
I don't
John, you
know.
said you were gonna go.
Yeah, yeah. I did.
Yes, I remember, that's true.
Yeah.
For like Spanish event, but John.
Need a flyer.
Well, I was gonna go because nobody else could go, right?
Wait, when is that?
When is it?
April 15th.
At what time?
It was one of them, either the one. that you- that one.
9:30
I
to
don't
3
think it was that
p.m.
one.
I know it, I know the
9:30
flyer.
a.m.
Yes, it was one that you weren't.
I can't, I know I
No
can't go
address.
now.
Oh,
I'm
Northern
going to
Regional.
the Airplane thing. Well, you know what? We originally wanted a table there because it was gonna be at Miami Lakes. Now it's gonna be at Miami Gardens. I don't know if we should really have a table there. I mean, it's not even part of our event anymore, part of our area anymore. I think we should cancel the table. Can anyone here go?
I can go, I can go from 9:30 to 12.
Let's not, no. Let's go ahead and pull out.
Unless someone else can go, and someone, I have an event with my kids, so I
I'm
can.
going to that
I
event.
can be in the morning from 9:30 to 12.
Sent it.
Okay.
Again, the whole thing is, when we originally agreed to have a table there, it was in the Miami Lakes Library. That's why I thought we should have a table for it, it's because it's their event. But now that it's in Miami Gardens, it's nowhere near Miami. Lakes. Yeah, maybe there
Even
might be.
though
a
I will
handful of
say,
people, but-
he is in Miami Lakes,
Yeah, he is.
because Ivan has the office, that
But
even
is
part
it-
office. in Miami.
He's doing the whole thing for everyone.
No, I'm not saying that we need, I mean, I'm just wanted to mention.
Does that, what does everyone think?
Oh,
We need
if you
a-
want free?
Well, I would say if someone can go, if no one.
The only one that
then
can
we have no
go
option.
is Francesca.
By the way, it's a good thing the event was inside,
love
because if it would have been outside, I would have.
Francesca.
Yeah, I would say right here, but
him.
but we'll discuss it. I'll see you outside.
So the only one that can go, we need at least two people at these events,
Yeah.
and you're only gonna be able to go there for half the time. I say we cancel our table at the young card event. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah. I can't make it.
All right, so I motion to cancel it.
I second.
All those in favor? Passed. Well, if you want me, I will send him an apology, letting him know that everyone's just unable to go. And, then, you know, next one, let us know. Just a quick update on the autism speed dating people. They wanted to let us know that they have, put another date on the calendar. If you guys would like to learn more about it, or we'll come see how it works out, so we can start working on a plan for them for Miami Lakes. They're gonna do one on April 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Rico Coffee Center in Hollywood, Florida.
4 to 6 p.m. April 22nd is jam packed, man.
Yeah,
We have a walk. It's Earth Day. There's another thing now.
Best buddies
By the way,
walking in
as
Broward.
back swap, we have a team.
Well, that was.
No, but
Eve
you
that
get a
you
map
skipped
and
over.
team.
I'm not working the event, I'm managing the event. I'm not
That item
sure.
E.
Yeah, I'm getting there, I'm getting there.
I have to add to that.
April
I
20.
forgot.
What?
Something very
Add
important.
to that.
I spoke to.
That day is
The contact from Northwest,
Uh-huh.
and yes, they're bringing the command bus.
Oh,
Like
that's
last year.
Awesome.
The autism car, a few more cars, helicopter. And some, ATVs, they're bringing the ATVs. Yeah, of course. I'll let you
I've been
ride.
working for 2 years with Miami-Dade Police to get this done. I'm so glad to hear that. They're bringing the helicopter, they might have a boat. I think they were trying to help me get a
They're
boat.
trying to get the boat out, but I don't think the boat's gonna make it.
Oh, I hope
But I know for sure the things I just said are gonna be.
Well, that's the last thing on our list, SFAX walk, it's happening on the 22nd. We will have a table there, I've already confirmed that for them.
So are we gonna get anything else for that?
Giveaway.
Giveaways?
That's why I have it on the calendar, so I can ask if you guys wanted to do anything with it. What do you do you just want to have a table, or do you want to have stuff to give away?
Both.
I think we should probably do what we did last at the Halloween event and buy a bunch of.
Candy cane.
That was Christmas.
For Halloween.
Halloween, we bought a bunch of the cheap sensory items from Walmart and gave away a bunch of slinkies and stuff like that. That worked out really well.
Yeah, but
Like,
you said it ran away, it ran away, it ran
I
out.
learned,
pretty
I
fast.
learned
Yeah,
by sitting there,
So
I learned
maybe-
what we should and shouldn't do. So like we had fidget cubes, those were really expensive. They had our budget. We don't do that because now we only had 10 of those and they went away fast.
yeah, yeah, so like figure out what,
It was,
well, we need to figure it out now, because it's.
well, I know what it is. If you guys can trust me to go get it, I can go get it. We put a budget on it. It was the squishy stuff. It's like $1, $2 at Walmart for the squishy stuff, and we had so much of it, like the little worms and stuff,
Something that they
Oriental
have.
trading
at
is a
Dollar
good
Tree is-
Oriental.
trading.
Something they have at Dollar Tree is the little puppets, they're like this big, they're $1.25.
That works too.
It's an idea, because I think that almost everybody likes
Be in
that.
agreement. that we
Even
all
adults.
want sensory items for the event.
Yes,
Okay,
please, we need.
budget on that. What did we do for Halloween? Was it 300?
Yes, I believe there was.
I think it was 300. I think we could do 300 again for this. That's to purchase the items to give away. We have never done this before. I want to ask this board since their adult program is located in Miami Lakes. They do consider themselves a part of Miami Lakes because half of their children go to the school. Do we want to sponsor or donate to the walk?
So that's fine.
Because we've never done that.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we should.
Which this we could add to the list and it would have to be approved by the council. What do you think? I was thinking that we should, because they definitely are heavily involved in our community, even though they're across the room.
And they also look for adults, so.
Yeah, and the adult program is located here on 82nd Avenue. It is here in Miami Lakes.
Yeah,
Not
I
for
said,
much
I
longer,
second that.
It's
but-
still here. They're building a center for it to replace the place that's here. They're building a center for it. That's what the money is gonna go to.
I
So,
second that.
what do you guys think we should donate? This would definitely come out of our donation fund, because I don't think this is a sponsorship. If we wanted to do a sponsorship, we would have had to do that earlier.
300? Or 500?
I think we have to be careful here. Because it's not, like. I get what you're saying.
The adult program, which is where the money is going to, is in Miami Lakes, on 82nd Avenue, right behind that.
I thought they got moved into the school.
Yeah, but we're giving the money for them to move.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Now
don't
you
know.
put it that way,
Like,
yeah.
really?
There's about 60 parents there, I think, that are all from Miami Lakes. There's 300 kids in the school.
I get what Vivian's saying.
And they come to do stuff in our events.
Yeah, they're in, it's like a gray area, but it's very high Hialeah. But a lot of our parents go there.
And they offer free trainings too for our community.
Bringing it up to council. But.
So then we can
I
wait
guess
till,
It's up to them.
we could wait till next year and try again. Maybe next year we take a look at a sponsorship on there. And we could do a sponsorship of it. That way we don't have to get into the gray area this year. That'd be something you guys want to do?
Because if you think about it, like the other things, we're giving the money, and even though it's an organization, but it's staying within Miami Lakes, so it does make
I
a
know that.
difference.
Doesn't Hope for Autism do more than just Miami Lakes?
Yeah, but the programs that they're doing are being done here. But it's in Miami Lakes and they're doing the work in Hialeah. So,
But if they do the program, the adult program, they have it in Miami.
At least for now, yeah.
But they're moving.
yeah, but they're moving. So we're basically, here's the money for
They're
you guys
using
to.
the money that they're really. I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
we can take it to council. Next week. See what they think. but I just think that might be an issue.
Yeah, I would.
Once you start, donating, to organizations and things outside of Miami Lakes, then everybody's gonna start coming. It's gonna want the same thing. Oh, well, why them and why not us?
Yeah.
And also when you think about it too, one of the things that we always speak about regarding our committee is bringing things here to our community. And well, yes, families are serviced somehow through that school that live in Miami Lakes, technically, it is a different city.
We
So when it comes to that,
We could sponsor a few registrations for ourselves, for a few families that are here in the town that their kids go to the school. That we can probably do.
That would make sense. We already have two members of the board here who have families that need registration sponsorships. We could sponsor Vivian's and my kids. Would that work for you guys?
Yeah. And then
Is
if
that-
there- and
It
if
doesn't-
there's-
it doesn't get
I'm
like
trying to
that.
understand.
It goes to them as a donation.
So the registration.
Oh, okay, so it's not that they pay for the school.
Right. It's
Oh,
like a-
okay, I thought we were
so-
sponsoring the child.
No,
the
you would,
person.
the board would be sponsoring us because we're Miami Lakes residents, but the money goes to the school, It doesn't give us anything, like, we don't win a pie. Have the most sponsors.
We can sponsor a few other families as well,
Yeah, we
But
could.
But when
We
you
could
say
just in
sponsor
general.
families.
like the registration for
Like, for example, like I have.
I'm sorry, I
No,
don't get it.
no, like, are you talking, I'm wondering
The walk
what
team?
you're saying, right, like Ryan has a team. And you can go on the page, on his page, team page and like donate, I mean, it all goes to the school, but,
we're donating to the
Yeah,
teams
yeah.
that are in Miami Lakes.
right,
So
Yeah,
we
but in
technically put a
essence-
budget
but
together
in
to donate
essence-
to all the families from Miami. We don't have to pick us. We could say
Right.
every Miami Lakes child that goes to that school, we're giving $500 to the school for the children of Miami Lakes that attend. Would that make sense?
I don't know if it's that I'm not
How
understanding.
many families from here are here that go there?
I think it's like,
That's confidential, so I.
Because we-
That's confidential, so I don't think we have.
I just think it's like, it's like.
Because we can know if there's 20 families.
Benefit,
Tables.
his
we're giving it
school,
for free.
but
I know, but like giving
would-
away.
Because we can donate, if
Well,
there's
that
20
is true.
families.
We're putting a table there. We are, we're somehow,
We are
what
involved.
we're showing
And
support.
the town of Miami Lakes Police Department was invited to be a part of the event too, because it's a safety fair. It's not just the school, it's a safety fair.
We
For
can,
all of
do-
the residents.
we can donate $20-$30 to each family that lives here that their kids go there.
Yeah, but we can't confirm who they
Yeah,
are.
we can't do that. That's why I thought.
So do you know personally any families that go there? That live here in town?
Us too.
You don't know anybody else? So we-
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a dozen.
So we can help them out.
I don't know,
But we're
maybe,
not-
maybe it's too
If we
soon.
were helping out the child, right, or the adult, I understand, but technically, we're not. This is
Right,
the
it's still
school.
going to a school that's
Yeah.
not.
We can, if someone wants to make a move,
I don't know, it's something to think about. Maybe we can't do it this year, but we need to think about it for next year, because this whole boundary thing. Sometimes some of these aides can't be in the town, but they come to this town to do stuff. We have groups that we work with that come to this town. Is that like the dojo guy doesn't have his main office in Miami Lakes, does he? But he's coming to this town to do something, right? So maybe there's something that, because the SFAX is supposed to be for this event, it's not just the walk. It's the safety fair, and all of the town council members were invited to be a part of it too. They were offered a spot to come out and be a part of it. Miami Lakes Police Department and is gonna be there. I know at least that's what they've offered for you guys to have your office or car there and everything, because they, as they say, Miami Lakes is our town too, because we service both towns. We're just, our physical location had to be here because it was the only piece of property we could afford. That's just the same thing I think applied to Angels Reach. For a while, Angels Reach wasn't in Miami Lakes. They were over in Hialeah Gardens,
They're still in Miami Lakes.
but now they're in Miami Lakes. They were in Hialeah Gardens. I know I attended it for 2 years with Anthony. So they moved into our town, but that's only because the building got couldn't afford it anymore, and they moved to another building, so I don't know, let's. Table that then for another time. We know we need to buy the stuff for the event, so let's put a budget of $300 down,
I would say more because we have two events.
$500
We have
down.
dance facts and then we have. That we're.
Let's do a budget of $500 for sensory items for our two upcoming events.
Yeah.
Line item.
Community awareness.
Awareness.
All those in favor?
Mm.
Motion passes.
FYI, Amazon had a lot, 518 pieces, 40, those little fidget thing they were talking
I would
about.
need Gabby's help in figuring out how to do that, because as we found out, we can't order things on Amazon.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
We tried to add, he tried to
Yeah.
order the.
The
tent on
tent, I
Amazon.
tried to order it through Amazon because it was a lot cheaper than getting a Walmart and it brought the weights. But it wouldn't allow me to use the card.
I have no idea.
The town must have an account, so we would probably have to request what we want, like we
Can
research,
can we get reimbursed?
that takes a lot of
Yeah.
red tape. It would be better for us to find on Amazon, if Amazon's the better option, what they have, take the link, email it to you, and have the town
Okay.
order it. And send it to the town so we can pick it up. But I
Like,
think
you can do
because
a cart and then include all of it. There's
Right.
a lot of stuff.
with timing, I think it would be better if we just took the credit card and went to Five Below and Walmart and Dollar Tree. I can drive to those three places. At least I know we have it in hand. If we don't have it in hand and the delivery gets messed up or something, then we're, up creek without a paddle. So let's just get the credit card and do it now. Everybody okay with that? All right, there's nothing else left on our list. Any announcements?
Yes. So, one of the, so one of them, I think actually you brought it up. So it's the quarterly committee chair meeting.
Yeah, that's on the 20th.
Yes, Thursday, April 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. at council chambers.
I'll be there.
Okay, the other thing was Florida licensing on wheels will be at the Miami Lakes branch on this Friday, the
Ooh,
7th,
okay.
from 10 to 2.
We
This
have,
Friday,
Good Friday.
Yeah.
You have to make an appointment.
Yes, you do have to make an appointment.
What short time ago, the last time.
What happened?
is there a link so I can do the appointment?
I have, you said that you would need to contact the branch, or I could give you the email.
Please.
Send us
Yeah.
an email.
Also, I'll forward
As soon as you can.
the Florida licensing. on
Yes.
wheels, yeah.
With that and the three presentations that you, or the two presentations that you have, that you got from those emails from the individuals.
No, I just have this one,
Oh.
the
you
one that
didn't-
Annette sent.
You didn't
No,
have
this
one?
was not on.
It, yeah.
Oh.
Now,
I
that,
think it's,
for us to have that, would you be sending that?
yes, I'll
I'm
send it
not
right
trying
now.
to-
No, that's,
It's Friday.
no, I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, send us the copy of Annette's
His-
presentation.
His website's on the card.
Perfect. Just Annette's presentation. Anything else, guys?
Real quick, you needed the minutes for.
Yes.
To council,
I'm sending
But
it
you're-
out right now.
okay.
Yes, no, I have to do that right now. I'm.
Okay, because you're not gonna have the
I-
minutes that quick, you're not gonna have the minutes tonight,
I'm gonna send it right now, so.
okay.
I have
So
a
that it
question.
falls until next Wednesday, so,
No, I know. They already told me that I had to do it.
okay.
What we allocated, which is in the minutes, did you send that to Melissa? from the
I
last
did.
meeting?
Yes, I did.
that's
Last
the
week.
thing.
Okay. Like, stay with that and I.
Yeah, no, and I did send for the committee report, also.
All right, I call it in this meeting.
I'm so sorry.
She still got, so, on the roll.
So the dance class invoice, you guys had, allocated, $5,400 for spring and fall. But the finance department needs it separate. So I already,
I already notified Ms. Audrey, she's working on
yes, so. I just wanted to let you all know, if that could also be reflected in the minutes. For
Not
that one.
tonight.
Oh,
it.
no.
The announcement.
Yeah, so if
So
you
by
could,
the council meeting next week? We have to have it by next week?
no,
Oh,
Just reflect it in a
just
minute.
the amount.
oh. I hear what you're saying. I'm sorry.
But those are already submitted, basically it's just having 2 invoices, that's it.
We need to have it separate.
So that was already approved, it doesn't have to go before council.
It's the same amount.
But we have to include it in the minutes.
We're including in this minutes that
So
we
if-
need to separate it.
You would like to make,
Motion.
I would like to make a motion to include in the minutes that we need to separate the Arts for Autism
Spring and fall.
spring and fall
Hey, Mayor.
invoices.
You need to, you need 5 minutes of prayer, but
A second.
All those in
and
favor?
the cost,
Alright.
I don't know.
2,700 for each. 2,700.
for each.
Oh, you actually.
Oh, I had this one.
2,700 for each,
Hold on.
For a total of 5,400.
for a total of 5,400.
A second.
All those in favor?
Okay, and so speaking of the credit card. So for purchases made with the credit card, please return the receipt with the credit card, and before you do, email me a picture of the receipt. So I also have it here.
I did not email you the receipt.
Yes, yes, you did,
I did?
you did.
Okay.
It was actually your idea, or like, I guess, I don't know, whatever, but you sent it.
That's right.
And that's really helpful. From now on, that's.
I'll do both, original and email.
You'll have to make a notion there that she mentioned that we should submit the credit card receipts, email first.
A picture.
Who has a credit card?
I give it back.
You have it? Okay. When you're done, let me know and I'll go purchase the items and we'll get it back to town. So you need it for the event, right? For April, for the autism event? Are you doing refreshments?
Yeah.
I have a question, I mean, this is here.
Oh, yes, so, Isle sent me last announcement, I hope. So Isle, said that this was at the resource fair, health and wellness fair. This is not for you, this is for mental health.
That's what I
I'm
thought,
so
because I
sorry.
saw that it said mental health, but because it was here, I
Yes,
wasn't sure. Anyways, we had G that day, so.
yes,
we
so
wouldn't
no,
be able
never
to-
mind.
Just making sure that we, because I did see it there.
Yes,
You're all
You
good?
wanna do the shopping, yeah, because mine's not so.
I'll take care of that.
And
just
G
you
is
need the
nothing?
receipts.
G,
I know,
G?
when Clara saw she's
G?
gonna look.
on our
okay.
agenda?
Okay,
And she'll let me.
okay, and then just to clarify. For the resource fair
We forgot the.
on the 29th.
Yeah.
So would we need, like, we just need to promote the flyer or?
Yes.
I,
I'm gonna send you a flyer.
I think it was just an announcement.
I'm not sure if. But
I don't even know what it was.
The town created it, like the.
Because I was looking on the town website and I don't
Huh?
see it listed.
Okay, so we're just gonna
Um.
ignore it. I say we ignore G.
Okay.
2 seconds?
I,
All those in favor?
Well,
Aye.
make sure I dig it first.
He wasn't aware what it was.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm just-
Well.
Let's just take away her.
Motion to adjourn, 8:11.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye. All right, and this one,
Like the fastest I we've ever seen.
if you're